Hey, is this thing on? What up, peeps? So it's your girl Kelly coming at you straight out of Boston from the Queen Bee Tarot, and I bet y'all are wondering, where has this girl been? Boy, have I been around and back. Last video I made, I was getting out of the hospital from a major surgery that some of you knew about and some of you didn't, so that was kind of a surprise. And I was home about a day, and apparently, it's a new thing that insurance companies push you out of the hospital before you're ready to go home. So I was excited to be home, just to be in the familiar surroundings of my own house. However, they were aware that there was no one there to care for me. So I got home, and that was great for the first night. Not even 24 hours later, I got up to a beautiful Boston summer morning, and it was before it got humid. I decided, let me go out back, take the dog with me, let him run around, and drink some coffee. So I was out there drinking my coffee, and I started noticing it was getting humid, and I was like, ugh. So I was going inside because we've had, heat warnings with the humidity, and the last thing I needed was to be all messed up from the humidity. I stand up, I grab my coffee cup, boom. The next thing I hear is my head crack. I don't know. Everything went black. Next thing I know, I heard crack, crunch, whatever that awful noise was, and I was out. I have no idea what happened. I don't know how long I laid there. Probably for quite some time. I cracked my head really well. And when I woke up, I was staring up at the sky, and I had no clue what just happened. I just knew that everything hurt. So I'm like, let me lay here for a minute and try to get up. So I laid there for a minute, tried to get up. Boom, same thing happened. I'm out, and I wake up halfway in the garden with my head smashed again on a piece of wood. Of course, I'm from Boston, go big or go home, people. If you're going to do it right. Right? All right. So since we got that, established, I had to call somebody and eventually crawl into the house. So then I left a message. It was kind of later that evening. I was trying to pull the whole, I'm not going to go to the hospital thing, because I'm sick of the hospital, as you guys know. So I left a message for my doctor, who I got a panicked call from the very next morning. The nurse, what are you talking about? You fell and you didn't go to the hospital. And I had to listen to a whole stream of that, because then my whole entire surgical team called. 4 of them, even the nurse. And we're like, you need to get an ambulance and you need to get to a hospital right now. And I'm like, oh, come on. I was laying in bed just wishing that, I was all right. So I went to the hospital, and it was quite a mess. I went to the closest hospital, and I had them transfer me to Mass General. While at the closest hospital, they recognized that I had pneumonia back in my lungs again. Yay. They didn't treat it, but because of something else they saw, they sent me to Mass General. They weren't going to ship me out, but because of this, they sent me to Mass General. I do not remember the ride to Mass General. Apparently, I was all kinds of talking, so they sedated me. And I wasn't making sense. I got to Mass General. I don't remember being there. I don't remember waiting to be admitted. Barely even remember the poor ambulance guy who had to care for me all the way to Mass General, which was pretty damn far. In traffic. Boston rush hour traffic. So I get to the hospital, and, they put me on the medical floor this time. And, of course, right into, x-rays and CTs and, don't move type deals. And I'm like, how do you expect me not to move? I hurt everywhere, guys. It was awful. And I'm like, how do I not move? I can't even get comfortable. I can't sit comfortably. And I'm still fidgety. So I went through all that, and they admitted me, and it turned out that I did a real bang-up job on myself. You've no idea. That moment I stood up and picked up my coffee, I managed to give myself a major concussion and a minor one. I don't know if you guys can see it. but there's bruising all here. Somehow I managed to smash the front of my face too. And I don't think the makeup quite covered it. It's all green right here. The back of my head has an egg on it that is like this fucking big. And I'm like, the thing's bigger than my head. So I gave myself like a major concussion. I had major road rash on this elbow. I was missing quite a few layers and chunks there. I also, let me see, what else did I do to myself? I messed up my left leg, so I need to have that looked at. And I definitely messed up my left arm. But the best of all, on top of all of that, is that I fractured my tailbone. So I just came out of surgery on my spine, and I fractured my tailbone on the other end. Yeah, I fractured my tailbone. So I now have to sit on what they call a waffle, and it dispenses your weight evenly when you sit. And even sometimes then, it doesn't work. There's nothing they can do when you fracture your tailbone except wait. So in essence, you guys are going to really start to see me get, you're going to start to see my personality get pretty quirky. We already know, pretty quirky person. I love my coffee and my cookies, of course, my animal cookies, which are right there. But as you can see, there's a change in decor as well. I'm staying with a family friend who is absolutely wonderful, and I'm so blessed to have this person in my life. I'll be here quite some time because clearly I can't take care of myself. I can barely talk from the concussion. I'm hoping that that goes away soon. I don't know anything about this type of stuff, so if you guys do, let me know, because this concussion is making me crazy. Like, I am just talking nonsense half the time. Anyway, I'm so excited to be back. Finally, I had to move after I came out of the hospital, fell, went back in, fractured my tailbone, and messed my whole self up. I had to move. And that, too, was really awesome. Like, I totally invite anybody who just had spinal surgery and fractured their tailbone and has a huge concussion to move. I recommend it highly. When I finally stopped moving, literally, and sat on a bed, I felt like my whole body had been beat by, like, I don't even know, a car. That's how bad I felt. And that's how bad I feel right now. So I'm on this camera convincing myself, because I know I need to get back in the game and get my head back in the game, and my head is in the clouds and up my ass and all kinds of everywhere where it should be. And, you know, go through this healing process, and apparently my healing process is supposed to be sit here and don't move, basically, until I heal. I'm not very good at that. I'm a first decan Aries with a Leo moon, so I have like crazy fire energy everywhere, and I have a lot of fire in my chart, so I'm all over the place, as you guys already know. I have no way to get that energy out. I can't do anything that I like to do or do what I used to do anymore, which was dance. Anything physical. I've always been a very physical person. I've always kept myself in good shape. I can't do any of that, so I have to kind of take it out on you guys. So you're going to see me doing all kinds of quirky shit and being me, and you're really going to see my personality start to open up, because I just shared a lot of stuff with you guys that I normally would not share. In my older years, I've become very private, because I've noticed that sharing and trying to let people be a part of your life and try to be a mentor isn't always the best idea, because people, when they get into your life situation, begin to cause you problems. So this was very big for me to share with you guys, all this stuff that's happened. Normally I would have just come back and been like, hey guys, how you doing? My throat's half slit. Don't worry about it. I only look like I was walking down a dark alley and someone tried to slit my throat, and I fought them off and won. I got bruises and shit everywhere on my face. So you can see I'm clearly trying to avoid the trip back to the hospital. And my doctor's already said, Kelly, do you think you need to come back in? And I'm like, no, doctor, I don't think I do. I'm taking Tessalon pearls, which are for a cough. I'm taking extreme Dayquil. I'm taking breathing treatments, and I am in major denial. I don't want to go back to the hospital. Fuck all that. No. Mm-mm. So we're just going to pretend right now like I don't have all this bronchial bullshit going on. And we're going to get back to the regularly scheduled readings. So the new decor is absolutely gorgeous. I'm blessed. I really am. I'm blessed. That's all I can say, because I couldn't have asked for a better person to help me and to guide me and to give me wisdom. I couldn't ask for a better person to spend time with. And I couldn't ask for a more beautiful room. I've decorated it any way that I want it. And that's been the case since I've came. I've been very welcome. The whole energy has changed. Of course, we've got the planetary alignment thing that was going on there for a while. But that is now settled down a little bit, you know, so all of us Aries can put down our hatchets. All of us fire signs will stop trying to go to war, hopefully. But we've still got energy from the lunar eclipse kind of hanging over us. So you do have to keep that in mind, that, you know, when you're having interactions with people, try to be kind, because that lunar eclipse has a 6-month energy span that hangs over us until things kind of clear up, and who knows where the planets will be when that happens. But all I know is that we just had like a massive planetary war going on, and some of us really got fucked up in this war, me being one of them. I don't think I could get more screwed up if I threw myself down the stairs at this point. So, you know, and then personal things going on, clashing, this, that, whatever, you know, and just all kinds of shit, and everybody like kind of fighting around me. And so I'm glad that during all of that mess, I was kind of in the hospital. But then it was like dealing with moody nurses, you know. Most of them are great, like amazing, absolutely amazing doctors and nurses at Mass General. But then you get the occasional nurse that's just, you know, and you ask her not to come back in your room. At least that's what I do. I told her not to come back, and she came back nice, whatever. But that planetary alignment, I'm also going to be telling you guys. So be looking for a lot of update videos, not about me breaking my ass, and I'm up for ass jokes. So, I mean, it's for a game, you know. I'm an Aries. Go big or go home. Like, if you're going to do it right. So, you know, I broke my ass. I'm expecting the ass jokes, you know. It's kind of, I guess it's a guy thing. I don't know. I'm such a tomboy. I really am. But I'm going to start with my mid-monthlies and start getting those moving, and get those up there for you guys. And I'm going to start with Aries, of course, because Aries, well, I'm the first decant Aries, you know, with Leo moon. So I'm going to be a little bit biased, or a lot. I'm going to start with Aries, going all the way to Pisces. So those of you who know me that I view the zodiac not as a circle, because it's not. You start with the Aries, which is I, the infant, and then you go all the way to Pisces, and at that point you imagine what point of life you're at. And there the human life cycle ends. The body doesn't, you know, rebirth from an ash like, you know, a phoenix would. The body ends, and it's decomposing, it's buried, it's burned, it's done whatever with, and I do believe the soul comes back to learn karmic lessons and things like that, but I can't necessarily say it's like the circle of life, because you don't go from like decomposing, rotting corpse to Aries. It doesn't work that way. So anyway, you're going to start to see me kind of all kinds of crazy, and this is all I can do. So my readings are going to be nuts. I'm going to be nuts. You guys should be used to some of that nuts, but not as much as I normally am. I normally hide a lot of my personality from you guys, just because I am a lot to take in. But anyway, be looking for planetary updates, be looking for videos uploaded for your signs, for mid-monthlies. Hopefully I can get those out if the energy doesn't kill me or I don't fall down the stairs first. All right, guys, it's been real. I am here. I'm alive. I'm doing my thing. Sorry, my elbow is kind of irritated keeps getting caught on these things. I am alive, and leave me some comments below. If you're new to the Queen Bee, welcome. Like, subscribe, share. Definitely always leave comments. I try to get to them all. and welcome. So you just heard my life story on how well my life was going during the planetary war alignment. So looking forward to you guys booking some personal readings, and I get to hear kind of your war stories, if they could be. Please tell me something that's worse than mine. Please. Anyway, guys, I'll catch you on the flip.